Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and let you know that I love you. It would mean the world to me if you liked, commented, and subscribed to my channel because it helps me grow and it helps me keep doing what I love with my entire heart and soul. So thank you so very much. Today, I am channeling a message to you from Lyra. So please take a moment to take a deep breath, drawing the inhale up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your channeled message in it for you from Lyra. We have group number 1 on the left with the purple Lightcode. Group number 2 in the center with the gold and green Lightcode. And group number 3 on the right with the blue Lightcode. As always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, as well as all the rest of my information if you're interested in working with me or purchasing one of my products, such as the Lightcode's Oracle deck. Again, I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today, I'm channeling a message to you from Lyra, and you selected the first group with the purple Lightcode. This is actually a Soul Star Chakra activation Lightcode. So you were drawn towards this Soul Star Chakra activation. And so Lyra, it seems, would like to take you down a path of remembrance. Group number 1, Lyra has seen you break free from certain patterns in your life and tap in with your infinite vessel, your infinite body. There seem to be some things that you have been able to understand, some patterns that you've been able to put together, and where to find peace within, in a way where you are able to not only identify and find this peace, but grow it from within. Maintain it as a stronghold and put together some sort of process that others can utilize in order to find peace on their own. Lyra would like to thank you for all that you have done on behalf of your own growth as well as the collective. Lyra would like to treat you with a very gentle and sacred energy today, group number 1. They are aware that you have some beautiful as well as some not so fond memories relating to Lyra. Some of you have awakened to these, and others of you are soon to. As we know, Lyra has had quite a history when it comes to peace as well as destruction and war. The energies here that come from Lyra that resonate with you are not the original Lyrans, but it is the collective of Lyran energy that has been not the very first spark, the first generation of Lyran energy, but it is a updated and modernized energy of Lyra. And I say modern really lightly because, as we know, there are several different Lyran collectives. Now, you are aware, group number 1, of many of your past, present, future, parallel, especially galactic lifetimes. You being aware of your galactic origins is something that has opened up many different gates and portals for you during this life. However, you are also aware of the fact that everything is connected, and so whenever you allow yourself to tap in with these other versions of you, these other bits and pieces of collectives that you do remember, Lyra would like you to know that it is just like you are there with them in the current moment, because, as we know, the energies of Lyra and the dimensions, plural, that they activate and connect with are outside of time and space. Therefore, you may be working with different fractals of light. You may have access to different forms of energy work, energy healing, and consciousness expansion techniques that you remember and bring through your own soul star chakra, indicating that you have seeded beautiful vibrations into this realm and have been able to find this seed and then grow it again from the ground up. And this is why Lyra is proud of you, group number 1. They would like you to remind yourself that outside of the limited perception of time and space and individual incarnation and consciousness, you have access to memories that are within and outside of yourself, aware that they are sending you a paradoxical energy and that you understand what they're saying. Lyra sees the beauty that you ground. They see the expansion of consciousness that has been occurring within you, and they also would like to confirm some of these shifts that you have been feeling within for a while. You are a powerhouse, group number 1, and you have yet only breached the surface. You have scratched the surface of your power. You have scratched the surface of the energy that you have access to. And with all of this bounty that is inherently you and yours, Lyra would like to remind you that this is only the tip of the iceberg. So group number 1, let's get into your tarot cards. I'll leave this light code here if you would like to meditate or scry with it. This will activate your soul star chakra in connection with the Lyra collective, the one that came through for you today, group 1. So let's get into your tarot and see what messages Lyra has for you today. For your reading today, group 1, I'm using the Tridevia tarot deck that has been gifted to me by Kamora. So thank you so very much. Shout out to Kamora for sending me this gorgeous deck. You guys have asked what deck this is. It's gorgeous. So messages please to group number 1 from Lyra. You have been absolutely expanding your energies. You've also been working with deeper forms of alchemy than you have before. You are aware of, interesting. You are aware of some of the projections that have been placed upon you and your own alchemy practice. You're also aware of some of the questions that have been circling around you recently. You are also aware of the fact that you have not really changed. And although there might be some energies of you feeling called to keep things to yourself, trust that this is fair. Lyra would like to remind you of that tale as old as time, that spiritual phrase, rejection is protection. You have uncovered a lot of energies around you that did not have your best interest at heart. Not because the universe does not have your best interest at heart, but because there are energies that will see a pure soul. Energies that will genuinely resonate with the energies of Lyra, of soul star memory, of unconditional love, of gratitude, of high vibrational source energy, and will be faced with their own lack of faith, their own belief system, their own energies that they know that they can have access to if they let themselves look within, be happy, and trust that everything happens in the divine plan. You are witnessing at this point in time a lot of energies being brought up to the surface, and now it is becoming aware why Lyra, this particular collective of Lyra, wanted to bring up the Lyran Draco War for you, group number 1. There are energies of light and there are energies of shadow, and both of these are manifestations of divine energies, which are manifestations of causal energies. Now, many will look at something and many will look at light and they will see the shadow that is cast from it. Others will look at shadow and they will see the fact that it only exists because of light. Your ability to have that stronghold of the energies outside of these, the consciousness behind space, behind the elements, your ability to tap in with love, to tap in with faith, and to do the internal exploration work is why Lyra is coming through to you specifically today, group number 1. There's something here about them wanting to make sure that you know that they know who they're talking to, and not to be mistaken why you are the one receiving this message and not anybody else, because you have uncovered these truths. You have liberated yourself. In fact, you never shrank because of energies around you. expecting anything other than who and what you naturally are. You may experience energies who really, really need to cling to ideas, swing to the right or swing to the left, or really, really, really hold on to something in order to keep their own sense of individuality intact. Trust that this is because your light has been seen, your authenticity has been seen, and the path for you has been cleared. Lyra has been helping to weave a path for you behind the scenes, one that was largely unseen to you because you are so loving, because you are so trusting, you are so trustworthy that you are so trusting. You are so loving that you love so many. And this is not anything that has ever been meant to change about you. Therefore, it never did. However, in the midst of these energies, Lyra has been weaving open a path for you that perhaps you felt stressed because you could not see the path ahead, or you saw where you were going and not how to get there, or you saw how to get there but not where you were going. And this is because sometimes energies choose to take on untrustworthiness. Sometimes energies know what they're doing. All energies know what they're doing when they're being deceptive and acting through their shadow. However, just because this is normalized and just because this is allowed, just because this is technically okay, does not mean that it is just. And this is why you have the Hermit coming out with the Ten of Cups and Judgment. Your happiness, your end goal, your completion, your hard work, your authenticity is being drawn attention to at this time. There is nothing to fear about truth except for those who do not live in truth. There's a phrase that they are sharing with me. When you are honest with somebody and they expect deception, they expect the amount of deception from you that they exude in themselves. Oftentimes, when people speak ill of others, they are truly only speaking about themselves. Lyra is aware that you have stood strong, authentic, loving, trustworthy, faithful, optimistic in the face of tests, in the face of confusion, in the face of deception, in the face of divinely orchestrated events that seemingly were not fun or fair for you. But you are also aware, group number 1, that when you have the intention of being pure, not when you pretend to be, not when you're the loudest about it, but when you are the most sincere about it, not when you tell everyone how devoted you are, but the one who is enacting through devotion the most, not the one who says they're putting forth the most effort and deserves the most, but the one who does put forth the most effort. You do not compare yourself with anything other than who you were yesterday. And just as Lyra and Draco have clashed in the past, it does not negate either of the collectives. And it also does not say that Draco is only shadow beings, because they are not. And it is not to say that Lyra only is light beings, because that is not true either. Your ability to tap in with high vibrational frequencies, your ability to travel through and beyond the astral realm, is a gift that you have used to heal yourself and others. You are a healer, and therefore you have incarnated with memory coming from your soul star chakra all the way down into your earthly physical vessel here, group number 1. Abilities of healing, energy work, manifestation, and altogether alchemy that have not yet been seen before in this realm, or if they have been long forgotten. Lyra is aware that you continue to give love and have not yet fully received all that you have to give. And Lyra sees you continuing to open up your heart. Lyra sees you continuing to be strong and be bold in the face of what could be danger, what could be a risk, what could be painful. And they want you to gently draw attention to your last heartache. When you found out a friend of yours wasn't really a friend. When someone that said they loved you couldn't stand on that. When you thought someone that said they would be there for you wouldn't. And they would like to send you alchemical energy. They would like to send you alchemy and gifts. What you give out, they would like for you to receive without you lifting a finger. And when you feel this energy, when you feel this shift, when you feel this divine orchestration and this beautiful alchemical energy, and you receive the downloads, the memories, the information, the technologies, the activations that come along with it, Lyra wants you to know that they did this for you because you've done this for so many others. And they would like for you to remember that you have a friend in them, you have a family in them, you have partners in them. You have solace and a safe space with Lyra. Group number 1, some of you have forgotten that or have not yet remembered it. Or you have known it and maybe not embraced it as much as you did in the past. You have learned so much, group number 1, and you are not only here to learn. This is something that you're also remembering. Lyra would like to draw attention to the fact that as they're channeling through me to you, group number 1, they are often replacing the word learn with remember, which is an indication of how advanced or how devoted, how sovereign of a soul, of an individual you really are. You are sacred, you are divine, you are loved. And Lyra wants you to know that if you've been seeing dust get kicked up in situations where seemingly your justice was procrastinated or saved for later, you didn't understand why, but you just knew it would be okay. Having faith, following your intuition, even if you don't see why, making that leap of faith anyway, trusting anyway, holding out anyway, all of these beautiful energies, group number 1. Lyra would like to remind you that things that you have been told are not what they seem have been brought to the surface. And as soon as the dust finishes settling, which will be very soon, you will experience liberation. You will experience divine judgment, as will all of those around you. As the divine scales are being balanced, Lyra would like to encourage you to look within. In fact, if you have been feeling more introverted or introspective recently, this is why. You are a helper, group number 1. You are a healer. However, you have broken your wings so many times trying to heal those of others. And this is something that you have learned not to do. But you are being drawn towards more of an introspective journey right now. Not only to remember, not only to learn, not only to grow and expand, but because right now, you are right. Dust is being settled, judgment is being balanced and rippled out throughout the physical reality around you. Every time someone picks up a weapon, someone loses, regardless of whether someone has a worthy opponent or not. Weapons can be words, they can be energies, they can be thoughts, they can be intentions, it can be subconscious, it can be old. And Lyra is aware that you have a tendency to even help those who hurt you. Because even when someone is untrustworthy towards you, you still trust them. Not because you're naive, but because you really see them more deeply than they see themselves. Because when someone wants to take from you, you give them what you have to offer, because clearly there is something that you have that they would like and desire. And you need not, you want not, you desire not. You have all this magic, you have all this abundance, you have all of this bounty, mind, body, spirit, energetic. You, group number 1, are an anomaly. You are a gift. You are a blessing. You are a miracle. Your ability to choose love every single time is why Lyra has found you today, group number 1. Your ability to not try to get justice for yourself because clearly someone else had a reason to behave that way. I'm actually hearing I'm hearing the song Buggin' Out by A Tribe Called Quest. The phrase, when you bug out, you usually have a reason for the action. And there is this intense understanding and compassion with you, group number 1, where when you see someone acting weird, whether it's towards you or not towards you, when you see somebody acting out of integrity, acting out of hurt, acting out of pain, even if it is towards you, you hold compassion and love for them because you understand when you bug out, you usually have a reason for the action. And if someone tries to take that energy and hand it to you, you don't receive it. Rather, you gift them what they need to be okay. So, when you're drawn inwardly at this time, group number 1, Lyra wants you to know that if you don't know where to go and you feel drawn inward, you can go to them. You may spend time with them. They have a few gifts for you, a few memories, a few experiences they'd like to share with you. And when you open up your eyes again, you will see, you will feel, you will hear, you will embrace and embody these shifts. You have done all of the internal shifts, and sometimes the external world needs to go through a little bit of a shakeup before the energy can match what you are presenting from within. Remember that energy moves a lot faster in the spiritual realms than it does in the physical realm. Not that things in the physical realm cannot be instantaneously shifted, as you know, as you, group 1, are well aware. But because when you have consciousness manifest as protons and electrons and neutrons, manifest as gas, manifest as water, manifest as matter, earth. This process of alchemy exists. Your ability to untangle knots is a gift. And so when someone needs help with their shoelace, you're happy to help. However, there comes a point in time, group number 1, where you get to rest. I'm hearing the song Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson, where you get to take a chance, or take a risk, take a chance, make a change. You have been asked by Spirit, by Lyra, and by your intuitive memories from your soul star chakra to move a bit differently than you had suspected that you would. And just as you will, as they say, never let them know your next move, you did not even let yourself know your next move. You may have been feeling it, you may have known it, but the energy here of refinement, restriction, taking your time, we'll get there when we'll get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, it's because when you embrace everyone and everything around you with open arms, someone has a question and you answer it gladly. You are the universe, you trust the universe, and so when you see an energy, even if it's acting out of integrity, even if it's walking towards shadow instead of towards ascension, you still trust the universe with every single ounce of your being, every single particle, every single speck of consciousness. Because even if something is untrustworthy, it still is. Even if something cannot present love, there still is love. If someone makes you out to be the bad guy because you are nice, because you are gifted, because you are you, there's nothing wrong or bad about you being you. There's nothing wrong or bad with love. There's nothing wrong or bad with you being yourself, the version of you that you've always been, not the version of you that others would have been more comfortable for you to be. And you know this. So, Lyra would like to say to you, group number 1, prepare for expansion and miracles in your life that will knock you off your feet in a positive way. Not because you didn't deserve it earlier. Not because you need to learn how to wait. Not because it's too good to be true. But simply because sometimes you're being given a breath, a nap, a day off. Things are shifting for you. You do not need to lift a finger. Let yourself receive. Let the universe and Lyra spoil you. And you will remember from your deeper soul vision a lot of beautiful things along the way too. Continue to be your beautiful self and continue to remind yourself that you are beautiful. Continue to face the light. Continue to do your best. Continue to keep yourself happy and healthy, loving and loved. And when this gets twisted or distorted or misconstrued or spoken against, and on the other end you're being intuitively drawn to close your eyes and visit Lyra for a second and come back fresh and renewed, feeling good. This is why. It's okay. You are loved. You are worthy. You are beautiful. Lyra knows who they're talking to. And that connection with you and yours, that is the foundation that matters. Okay, group number 1, that is your channeled message from Lyra. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And as always, I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude. I'd like to thank you so very much for being here. If you're interested in my Lightcode's Oracle deck, you can find that on my Etsy shop, as well as personalized readings where I do channeling sessions, Reiki, energy attunement, etc. So, if you're interested in Patreon or my members channel, where I have exclusive readings like this once a week, one on my members channel and one on Patreon, you are more than welcome to hang out with me over there as well. You get triple the content. If you like, comment, and subscribe, that helps me out a lot too. But most of all, I am just so grateful for your support and your presence, being here, allowing me to read your energy and spending this time with me, with Lyra, with yourself, with spirit, because that is truly the gift that keeps on giving. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful, magical realm. I'm sending you so much love, and I will hopefully see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group number 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I am channeling a message to you from Lyra, and you selected the second group with the gold and green light code. Now, this light code is actually in connection with beauty. I had felt a large energy of beauty and abundance coming through, but really what I'm feeling here is like astral activation. It's a lightness in the astral body. Some of you may be feeling energetic tingles, astral activation. Some of you may also be feeling as though it is becoming easier for you to maybe be healthy, have clear skin. Maybe you are energetically affecting your physical vessel, your physical body, by making energetic and astral changes. This can be things like pressing energy through areas where you notice there may be a little bit of a clump. This can be something like straightening out your teeth through meditation. It can be something like brightening up your eyes, clearing up your skin, by allowing yourself to energetically affect your astral body, cleansing perhaps karmas, cleansing different energies, and bringing beauty and wealth and abundance into your life. Either way, you are glowing right now. And you have not even peaked is something that wants to come up. I looked at the clock and it's 4:44. There's a picture of John Lennon's Gimme Some Truth album that is showing itself to me. And I'm looking at a moon that is just about to be full when I'm recording this. So, all of these signs and synchronicities just to say, your message from Lyra is about how expansive and beautiful you are. Group number 2. Lyra feels the shifts that you've been making and the awareness that you have of your energetic and astral body. There seem to be some things that are easier and easier by day for you to work through. There may be some energies for you that you know that you can seamlessly, easily shift. And there are also some very, very strong activation codes that are coming through you at this time. So if you practice something specifically, group 2, like light codes or light language, or you give energy activation sessions, or you even just channel messages from yourself, now is a really powerful time for you to be receiving these downloads, because the activation's coming through. I'm hearing the building blocks of matter, and they're showing me a Merkaba, as well as the seed of life. So there is an energy here where the building blocks of your cells, of your everything, are clean and clear. They're organized. There's almost this energy of you finding a clear space, a clear energy, and with this energy, it being the seed of life, becoming the flower of life, kind of this creation energy, the building blocks energy. The DNA is cleared, the karma is clear, the astral body is weightless. Perhaps you have ease connecting with Lyra and other astral experiences, dimensions, and places and realms. Because group number 2, you have it's like a watery Jupiter energy, which I'm aware Jupiter is ruled by fire. So it's like this it's like an intense, beautiful, like Venusian, Plutonian kind of energy. Group number 2, Lyra wants to send you a message today about what you can do with your astral body. You know what this is. And there might be a question of, what can you use it for? Again, I'm seeing that John Lennon album, Give Me Some Truth. So there's something here about you being beautiful, you being darling, because that is what comes to my mind there. But your existence not only leads by example, but shows truth. You may be one who is able to energetically affect things around you. So simply you inhale, you exhale, you believe, you go internally. You are able to prove what others might deem to be unprovable. You are able to affect the things that people might deem unaffectable. And this is not about power by any means necessary. This is about beauty. Reminding others that what one might deem to be bleak or dense or unchangeable is merely a finite definition of something that exists that is infinite. Merely, this realm is but a shadow of the astral realm, which is but a shadow of the causal realm, which is but a shadow of something else. And Lyra would like to connect with you today, group number 2. Due to your clean and clear astral energies, they're showing me a kaleidoscope, and they're also showing me the causal realm specifically, outside of the astral realm. Lyra is aware that your levels of consciousness and the realms with which you are able to affect using your energy go further beyond your astral body than you might think that they do. When you see the impact that you are having, not just physically but spiritually on the world around you, and by spiritually we mean astrally, and beyond astrally, causally as well, you're able to really begin to see the type of impact that you are making. What is very, very normal for you might be something that you are used to being looked at as an oddball about, or something that is perhaps rebellious about you. And the reason for this is because what is normal and natural and authentic for you is perhaps miraculous to someone else. Lyra's drawing this to your attention today, group number 2. Because what might seem like a miracle, what might seem like magic to one person, is entirely real, realistic, explicable, mathematical, logical, reasonable to someone else. They're showing me beautiful energies like Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, all of which were ahead of their time. You, group number 2, are ahead of your realm. Not ahead, behind, forward, backwards, higher, lower, but outside of. Because you exist primarily in the vibratory realms, you are able to have a different perspective of this place when you walk around. You see the sun and you smile, you see the rain and you smile, you see the nighttime and you smile, you see a plant and you smile. Because again, what is normal to you is a miracle for others, and what is normal for others is a miracle to you. Group 2, Lyra is almost saying, welcome to Earth. Lyra would like to speak with you about, actually today, group 2, some of the spiritual progression, expansion, gifts, downloads, information, activations that you've had recently, and the effect that they are having on your body. You might notice that you are becoming more and more beautiful, that you are becoming more and more alluring. You may notice that your energy is becoming a lot more filled with ease, filled with beauty, filled with effortlessness. And there is a reason for this. You are noticing times when the universe sent you the messages that you needed through vessels that did not understand what it was that you were asking, but were able to provide you the answer anyway. You are noticing times in this life where seemingly you put forward so much effort, and unlike other types of effort, when you put forward spiritual effort, life begins to get more and more and more beautiful, more and more blissful. And this is not to say that other forms of effort cannot also be beautiful, but there is one avenue here that has tried and true results, that you have been a walking billboard for. Now, this might be Reiki, it might be an energetic practice of yours, it might be yoga, it might be your astral body, and it might even come from another lifetime of yours. Lyra would like for you not to be afraid of using your gifts, skills, and abilities, even if you might think that they will make you stand out or be... They're showing me a dancing monkey with like a hat and a tambourine, or cymbals, which is interesting. They would like for you not to... Okay, they're showing me some really interesting energies through my clairvoyance. 3 or 4 different examples so that I can understand clearly the energy. And all of them kind of describe like being a spectacle, having a spectacle made out of you. For some of you, the word spectacle or spectacles can be triggering for you. Some of you may be wearing glasses, or you may have something really significant with your eyes, with your foresight, your eyesight, your clairvoyance, as well as your maybe like your spiritual eye. Some of you have had a spiritual experience recently regarding the spiritual eye. or you've learned something here. They would like to draw attention to this, and they would like to let you know that your progression starts here, and this may be something that you have been waiting to activate for a long time, aware that you have access to, or perhaps it's something that you are finally happy to get to experience again. So Lyra would like for you to know that through this portal, through this experience, expect more beauty, expect more effortless beauty internally, externally, in situations, in your body, in your vessel, and do not be afraid of utilizing your energies in exactly the ways that you maybe think might make a spectacle out of yourself, because the reasons why you might be uncomfortable with that, you will come to find you have healed, you have released, you have transcended, and therefore the possibilities of these things no longer exist in your timeline possibilities or your reality, because they do not exist within you, therefore they cannot exist without you. As above, so below, as within, so without. Now, let's get into the tarot for you, group number 2. This is very interesting energy that's coming forward. On behalf of myself, the collective, and everyone else here, I'd like to thank you for putting forward the spiritual work, because as you know, when you put a little bit of effort into yourself, it makes such a larger change on everything than you think that it does. Even if you have an idea, even if you can mathematically show that butterfly-shaped graph of Lorenz's butterfly effect. Still, thank you for being you. So, let's channel some messages to you from Lyra, group 2. Messages please from Lyra to group number 2. Oh, now you have all asked me which deck this is. This is beautiful. This was gifted to me. This is called the Tridavia Tarot deck, and this was gifted to me by Kelmora, the brand who created it. It's gorgeous, and I love it, and I'd like to thank them so very much for sending this to me. Okay, just you guys have flooded my email asking about what deck this is. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. So we have spiritual progression here, and we have a little bit of knowing that you're victorious, and even knowing that you are victorious, almost a smidge of defensive energy. Now, 7 of Wands can sometimes, I've seen it depicted in certain spiritual belief systems as striving, as strife, as difficulty, as an uphill battle, and as maybe being like tired. And in other spiritual belief systems, and some of the more like Hellenistic belief systems, 7 of Wands actually indicates like assured success. You've already hit your success, now it's solid, it's foundational. And so I think that dynamic wants to come out for you. You're aware. It's almost that you are so aware of the power that you have. You are so aware of the effect that you have that you almost don't want to use it. They're showing me the movie Bewitched. That was made from the TV show, the one with Will Ferrell. And it's about a woman who's a witch and has magical powers, and she's just so bored with everything being so easy for her all the time, so she chooses to just live life like a normal human and not use her magic. And there's this energy here about you, knowing that you are so magical, knowing that you can affect anything energetically, and almost being like, yeah, but but I don't want to like be made a spectacle of, and like it's no fun when things just happen the way that you want. It's almost like not an obstacle, but like choosing to do things the slow way, or like the long way, or the difficult way. Lyra wants to draw this to your attention, and they want to let you know that you've done so much work on behalf of yourself and others that there's no need. Like if you want to hide in a corner and then just move mountains, you can do that, but you don't have to not move mountains just because you maybe don't want to hide in a corner, or because you think you have to in order to do it. Like you can walk around unsuspectingly is what they want to say. That's so funny. And with this like beauty energy that came out for you, maybe you are the kind of person, maybe it's your face, maybe it's your style, maybe it's just your aura, your energy, your astral body, maybe it's the spiritual work that you've done. They're showing me someone who everywhere they go, even if their hair is in a messy bun and they're wearing pajamas and they are like shrinking their aura as much as they can, everywhere that you go, you draw attention. Everywhere that you go, eyes are on you. It's like, what is that? What in the world is that? It's like you like are the embodiment of like an earth angel or a starseed, or like someone. Lyra's like you know very well that we got the message, welcome to Earth. It's like you know very well that you belong here as much as you don't, because there's no such thing as really either. But at the same time, you are so transcended, so awakened, so ascended in not any one particular direction, but in all of the directions, that they want to let you know that your spiritual eye is wanting to be reactivated. It's like it misses using it. They're showing me like you having like a favorite hobby or a favorite handbag or a favorite form of energy work or a favorite food, and it's like if you just didn't use it for a while, like you would be fine exploring everything else, but like it's still your favorite one. It's still the easiest one. Like okay, we have Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Moon at the back of the deck. What is this? Judgment? Judgment and Queen of Wands. Okay. Lyra is aware that you've chosen the slow and steady wins the race path. You have chosen the tortoise path. You have chosen the difficult path. Maybe this is something that you've had a habit of doing your whole life, or maybe it's just something that you choose because it's fun. You like a challenge here. And this is not to say you like putting yourself through difficult things. It is just to say, like, maybe things are just very easy for you. Maybe you have a natural knack for everything. This, like, high vibrational, very spiritually attuned starseed energy, earth angel energy that's coming through for you, it's giving, like, when people have energies like this, they, like, pick up a guitar for the first time, and then they can play, like, they take 5 seconds fiddling around on it, and then all of a sudden they're like a prodigy. It's this energy of you've never drawn before in your life, but you pick up a pencil, and all of a sudden you draw something that goes down in history. It's giving, you take a math class, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. So how do we apply it to physics? And they're like, wait, what? Like, this is, yeah, there's this energy that's coming through for you, Lyra. Lyra is like saying, yay, like you have acknowledged your own like energy, and maybe even in your spiritual path, like awakening into this person, maybe you chose a more difficult path with a more difficult family lineage. Maybe you chose a more difficult energy for you, even remembering and accepting the fact that this is the case. Maybe you're the kind of person who's always really good at everything. Everything comes really easily to you. You always draw attention. You are gorgeous, but you're like almost not totally willing, because there's always better. You can always do it the hard way. There's always a proper technical technique to go along with it. Like, there's this energy of Lyra wanting to say, okay, so now that you know how everyone else feels about you, and you feel that way about you, okay, let us like kick our powers back in for a second. Let us utilize all of that energy that we knew that we had, but we were like doing everything with our eyes closed and our hands behind our back and still making strides. Group 2. Now, this is not to say life is perfect. Life is easy. Again, welcome to Earth. But they want you to know that those parts of you that you've been hiding for a while, or that you were maybe fearing being seen, or those things that you could do that no one else could do, and you're like, yes, okay. It's time. This is why at this moment in time, if you do activation, if you do energy work, if you do light codes, light languages, you channel messages, if you, whatever it is that you do, if you are doing astral work with others, with the realm, if you're a grid worker, if you're a causal worker, whatever it is that you're doing out here, right now, you are about to reach your apex. You're not even there yet. You are stepping into your power again, and it's like this big yawn. But there's this excitement around it. There's this energy swirling around it as well. Like this excited to have you back. Lyra's excited to be reconnecting with you again. There's this energy where your causal body is excited that you're utilizing it to affect the astral realm, to affect the physical realm again. There's this energy of remembering. It's like when you want to go across the world and like plant new roots and make new friends and everything, but you still have that one bestie that has always been and will always be that bestie, the bestiest of all besties right there. You can meet a million amazing people, but when you go see that bestie again, it's just going to feel liberating. There might be something that you are so good at that you love with all of your heart, and so maybe you chose the really, really, really hard version of it. When you tap in with like the flow, when you, not that you haven't been in flow, but like you've been doing things the hard way. You've been doing things I have access to magic, and I've been doing everything the hard human way for fun. Like, when you tap back into your magic, it's going to feel like a starburst. It's going to feel amazing. And so Lyra wants to tap you in with this, and they almost want to prepare you for the way it's going to feel when you tap back into it. Because it's going to be something that is a familiar feeling once you get there, but there might be like a jolt. They're showing me someone restarting a car battery, you know? When you get the battery up and running and it stays on for a little bit and everything's all fine and dandy, but in that first electrical current, that moment, that zap, right? That is what you're going to experience. And it's going to maybe like really heighten some of your gifts. It's going to really activate some of the things that you're already capable of. It's going to really expand your spiritual vision, your spiritual experience, your spiritual bodies, plural. And again, you still have expansion from here that you have access to. And so you're being called to once and for all let go of fear of being a spectacle. Because I'm hearing that phrase and I'm going to say it. I know it's a cliche, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay, group number 2, baby, why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? And maybe you're fitting into a group of people who are known to stand out. Okay? You know who you are, you know what you're made of. And it's so interesting and beautiful to me that this is coming from Lyra, because Lyra has, like, even within its own collective, there's kind of like this little exclusive group. When you hear about the Lyrans, or you study the Lyrans, you dive into the Akashic records, however you access whatever you're accessing, there are different generations of Lyrans. There are Lyran refugees. There are Lyrans that kind of went to Vega. There are energies from Vega that went to Lyra. There are energies from Lyra that are like the original Lyran energies that came straight, initially manifested from the 12th dimensional source light. There are energies that like came from there and were like conscious manifestations from those energies. Like there are different like generations of the Lyra energy, and this here there is like an exquisite like elite kind of vibe here. So if you resonate with being like an original Lyran soul, that would not surprise me. Or if you have one of these energies on your spirit team, if you will, as a guide, and you're like, I know they're from Lyra, but like, why you shine so hard? Like, this is why. And they want to come through and they want you to like roll your sleeves up. And it's funny because they're showing me someone who's doing everything with their eyes closed and their hands behind their back, like on one foot, like just for fun, or because then the scales are balanced and everything seems easier, or it seems more fair. And they're like, now untie your hands, open your eyes, put down that other foot and roll up your sleeves, group 2, because you are about to move mountains. So silly people didn't think mountains were moving. They're always moving. You can affect them like waves in the ocean. This energy here is no joke, group 2. Thank you for clicking on this reading. Oh my goodness, it is an honor and a privilege to connect with you and to read your energy today. Go you. Love you. Thank you for being here. I love you. And also, I'm hearing the song No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. You have made strides in your healing, and you also are aware of why you did what you did. And I don't mean like actions in this realm. I mean like putting yourself through incarnation things. Like you already know why you chose certain things. You already passed the things with flying colors. You're already way past that. Like there are no tears left to cry except for the happy ones. Except you might even be beyond this as well. The energy that's coming through for you from Lyra, group 2, they want you to know how beautiful you are and stand on how beautiful you are. They don't want you to shrink yourself, not to make others feel bad. They want you to glow, and so much so that your glow makes other people glow, because there's room for everybody to shine all of the time. And just because you might feel like you shining all the way is weird or abnormal or doesn't belong in this realm, or whatever the vibe here is, because there's a vibe, okay? I'm picking up what you're putting down, all right? But, you know, you do you. Lyra is saying, like, the more that you shine, the more others will remember how they can shine. And maybe you are days, weeks, months, years, incarnations, realms ahead or outside of or different than, whatever. But the more that you create using your energy, the more vibrations that connect with that energy exist. Just as there were the original Lyrans, just a small group of souls in a collective. And there are different generations to that. Your energy can create generations of that energy just by you putting it out there. So don't be surprised when you start feeling like it's time to untie your hands, open up your eyes, and not do things the hard way anymore. You're not going to be experiencing pushback, is something I'm also getting to tell you. Because you did things the unfair way out of your advantage. And you don't even, when the scales are balanced, when things are in your favor, you don't even need that. You don't even want that. You just want to go back to the center. You don't even want the pendulum to swing the other way. There's no need. You know why you did what you did. So, like, cut yourself some slack and shine authentically. You're amazing. And these experiences that you're having spiritually, you may utilize them to activate others. And I'm also getting to remind you that you can do that. And you know this, okay? But you can do this energetically. You don't need to show up all the time in front of someone's face and place your hands on their, their cranium and everything. Like, you can energize things in a snap, and you know this too. You don't even need to think about it to intend it. You know who you are. And you might feel like you need to follow the proper technique in order for you to work your way back up there, which is adorable. But if you're the one that set the system into play, group 2, wear it, honor it, love it. So group 2, that is all I have for you today. That is your channeled message from Lyra. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a privilege to read your energy. If you feel called, you can support me by liking and commenting on this video. It would help me a lot. And if you subscribe, I would appreciate it. If not, though, I am just very glad that you're here. So thank you, because I love what I do and I love connecting with you beautiful souls. And it honestly makes my life. I love it so much. So I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude. I hope this helps shed clarity for you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, you beautiful magical being. Hopefully I'll get to see you next time, and namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today I am channeling a message to you from Lyra, and you selected the 3rd group with the blue light code. Now, this light code taps you in with your crystalline blueprint. It also helps to expand and clear it. So, if you have not yet tapped in with this light code can help you access it. And if you do already access these energies, it will help you to transform, cleanse, clear, ascend, and expand it, as there are downloads and intuitive technologies in this code. Lyra would like to speak with you today about your experience in the subtle realms. You have been experiencing a lot of vivid dreams recently, some of which may have you waking into this realm with the awareness that it was just a dream, with flashbacks or premonitions, or perhaps understanding about some of the people in your life and their subconscious intentions. Some of these energies are coming to the forefront because you are becoming aware of what your intentions are. And the more that you become aware of these intentions, and the more that you grow spiritually, the faster you evolve. The faster that you evolve, the faster you outgrow. And the more that you outgrow people, places, things, situations in your life, the less stagnant, but perhaps more alone you might feel. Lyra would like to let you know that those around you right now are safe. And you may be picking up information that lets you know that subconsciously they don't have the best intentions. Not because they are not love, not because they do not love you, but perhaps because they are where they are on their own path. They can only utilize the tools that they have, the understanding that they have, and maybe their conscious intentions are beautiful, but they are not yet ready to energetically stand on that. Lyra is aware that these are all old versions of you, and you know this as well. However, these do not exist within you at all, and they have not for a very long time. So, Lyra would like to bring forth your truth for a moment. Your truth of experience in the astral, subtle, causal realms. Primarily because when you look at yourself, what do you see? What do you see that you deserve? How do you deserve to be treated? How do you deserve to be spoken to? Setting intentions for some of these perhaps smaller seeming areas in life will be worth your while, especially in the midst of a transition or transformational period. You may find people around you at this time who resemble old patterns that you've walked through and grown out of. And maybe these are evolved versions of these people, but you will still recognize certain patterns. You will understand maybe imprints that you have already outgrown. And as you are aware, as within, so without, as above, so below, you are in a transitional period. This is an opportunity for you to set a filter once and for all. What are you going to take? What are you going to accept? What do you deserve? Are you going to receive when it comes in? And are you going to know that you deserve support in every way, every day? Do you deserve to be honored and respected, regardless of whatever you might have been ostracized for? Do you deserve to make your own choices and follow your heart and intuition when everyone around you is telling you it's unacceptable and the move you must make is something else? Do you feel that you want and are ready to receive energies, people, situations in your life that see you as beautiful, not if you gain a couple pounds or if you lose a couple pounds, or if you do your hair a certain way or you wear certain color clothes? Now Lyra is drawing this to the crystalline blueprint, which I think is a beautiful and seamless transition here. Because when you are spirit, or to zoom in a bit, when you are your spirit, what is it that you embody? And so when we take this energy at the core, the spiritual core, and we press it through your blueprint, we press it through your astral body, we press it through your aura, and it permeates through not just your energy, but your body, your actions, those around you. We take this energy within and express it. We press it outwards in a way where it's beauty, and it's light, and it's happy, and it's supporting, and it's supported. Pressing this energy not only out of your energy, out of your aura, out of your astral body, but pressing it out into your actions, into your home, into your city. Taking this ball of energy and utilizing it to create a positive ripple effect, taking this light within. And not just understanding that you have a clear blueprint and someone has to come in order to find it. Someone has to come in order to see it. I don't know, should I let someone in all the way? You could take this energy and you press it out. This is not about giving or receiving. This is about energetic embodiment. Lyra would like to ask you to take some time today, tomorrow, right now, when it's comfortable for you, and find your light, find your consciousness, find your inner ocean that creates those waves. And take this ball of energy, this beautiful light energy, and press it out. Allow it to embody your entire self, your entire life, all of the people that you love, your city, your country, your continent. Allow it to embody the entire earth. Allow it to embody the entire Milky Way galaxy. Allow it to expand beyond different dimensions. And this is where you will feel those weavers that are helping you, your energy. This is why Lyra is coming through for you. You have so much help, so much support that is not in this realm, so much so that perhaps it doesn't really matter if you get support in this realm, but it always does, because you've chosen to incarnate here. You're also aware that wanting a different manifestation of any situation or a situation does nothing but create karma. It creates an unfulfilled desire, therefore your karma is to fulfill that desire in this life or the next. You are content with where you are, or you are learning to be. And from here, you take this peace, you take this expansion, you take this love, and you expand it. You send it out. Not to take your energy and exert it, not to give, but rather for you to expand, not only inwardly, but outwardly as well. And when the world is a reflection of your internal world, then of course you are receiving what your internal world states, which is why at this time, Lyra is helping you to weave and understand certain things in your dream realm, in your subtle astral body, in your inside system. Because when you tap in with your crystalline blueprint, you have access to beautiful abilities. This realm is beautiful. It taps you in with different types of beings. It is one where you maneuver through your astral realm. It helps you to understand the physical incarnations of places like Atlantis and Lemuria. And it helps you to understand the range of physicality that can exist with an astral energy. From no 3D physicality at all to pure knock on wood physicality like you and I have the illusion of experiencing every day. So Lyra would like to draw attention to this energy for you. And they would like you to understand that it's important for you to understand your own template, which you do, but it's also important for you to not only cleanse it out, but rewire it when necessary. Your crystalline blueprint is an energy that would like to spend more time with you. It is an energy that you are being encouraged by Lyra to tap more into, to spend more time in. This is slightly different from your astral body. However, if you go internally and you set this intention and you seek it, you will find it. Okay? These energies are beautiful and they are ethereal, and they will tap you into realms that perhaps some of you have never even imagined can exist before. However, they do, as well as you do. And with this crystalline blueprint activation here, Lyra wants you to know that they're guiding you. They're guiding you so strongly. And that they might be the answer that you seek for a particular question you can't quite put your finger on. Now, they want to keep channeling through me. I feel like I've been channeling for a while, but I will honor this. You've been paying a lot of attention lately to how you can create or destroy certain energies in your life. How can you maybe perhaps get rid of acne? How can you lose some weight? How can you release this pain? How can you shed this karma? How can you release? How can you destroy something? And alternatively, how can you create something in its place? How can you manifest that new car? How can you get this wealth? How can you expand your consciousness? How can you create? And how can you destroy? Lyra would like to remind you that this is an illusion that you cannot take with you first and foremost, and that all that is created and destroyed is an illusion. And that this is not debatable, even in science, because all that seems to be finite merely exists because of the infinite. This is why spirituality is important. Because you tap in with the version of you that has always been and will always be. And it helps you have a stronger, more steadfast perspective and understanding of who you are. This is not just about woo-woo energy. This is not just about how can you manifest a big check. This is about how do you remember who you are? if you in one life are very excited, except you don't have your health, and you ask for health, and you don't care if your life is fun, you just want health. Your next life, you don't get that fun, but you do get that health. And the life after that, you have your health, but you're kind of bored, so you maybe ask for a partner. And in the life after that, you get a partner, and you don't get your health again. The moral of the story is, you get everything that you ask for. And so, why continue to feed into the delusion of this realm when it is merely here for your entertainment? This is the message from Lyra for you today, Group 3. Your emotions are very, very real. Physical events, they're very, very real, except that they're not. Your consciousness experiences your mind experiences your emotions experience your senses, and your senses experience your body. Your senses are astral. They're not your physical body. Your astral body experiences the sensations of your senses. This is why the sense of smell is so ethereal. Your body is the portal. It is a portal. And so if you allow yourself to take this internal energy and press it outwards, you become more and more yourself, and you see a realm that aligns more and more with yourself. And if you choose to be a vacuum, if you choose to create and destroy, and you choose to look around at what you want, what more you can have, what more you can do, then you are merely further inserting yourself into the delusion of this realm, which there's nothing wrong with, but you will always have to climb back. If you take 2 steps out, you have to take 2 steps back. In a finite space, the further you walk out from the infinite, the further the journey back is going to be. This is repeated in the laws of nature. This is repeated in all of history. And this is why it is so easy for one to become accustomed to their own self-delusions, even in the astral realm. So Lyra is allowing me to get into the tarot now here, and we do have the Temperance at the back of the deck. When I use these cards, you guys often ask me what this is. So this is the Tridevia tarot deck. This was sent to me by the creator at a company called Calmora, and these cards are just absolutely beautiful. You guys have sent me an overwhelming amount of messages asking, so I wanted to share. And also thank you to Calmora. Okay, so let's set this energetic intention here. Messages from Lyra to group number 3. This is interesting. I'm hearing the phrase, leave no man behind. And this is something that is being drawn back to your crystalline blueprint. This is something that goes back to, if you don't, who else will? And leave no man behind, meaning that you are your own responsibility. There are so many light workers, energy workers, spiritualists out there who take it upon themselves to do so much for others. And it's beautiful to be an earth angel. It is beautiful to be gifted. It's beautiful to be a healer. There's so much that you can do. There's so many people that you can help. But if you're not helping yourself, if you are not in a place of literal bliss and perfection, you can step outside of these energies and help others. But at the end of the day, you are your own responsibility. The best thing that you can do for anyone else is work on yourself. You know this as well. Group number 3, it seems like. Ooh. So it's a bit of a messy shuffle. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's this wanting a new beginning in life and maybe being afraid to ask for it. Or there's this pressing forward into a new beginning of life, not knowing what your intention is in the first place. Don't forget to ask yourself why you're manifesting the things that you want. Why do you want that money? Is it because you want to feel a certain way? Feel free? You want to feel taken care of? You want to feel stable? Why are you trying to manifest traveling? Is it because you have grid work to do in an energetic realm? Is it because you want to learn? Why do you want a new car? Is it because you want to feel safe when you drive? Is it because of social status? Right? There's always a deeper why. And then if you find out it's because you want to feel safe because it will be safer than your current car. Okay, so why Like, you can even dissect that further. This is shadow work, okay? But messages from Lyra, please, scoop number 3. Yeah. I'm hearing the world's a changin', okay? I'm also hearing, don't go changing to try and please me. Okay. The King of Swords and 5 of Cups. Lyra would like for you to tap in more with the element of water. They would like for you to understand the fact that they have many different collectives, yet they're here today with you. And it is not because they exist in time and space and leave their own in order to help you out. Okay, it is not because they don't think that you are worthy of being seen by them. And it is certainly not because you have anything to offer that they don't. It's not because they have anything to offer that you don't. They are here because your energies align at this current moment in time. They want you to know that you have access to your crystalline blueprint. You have access to the strongest parts of you. You have access to further beyond your mind. Remember, you are not your mind. You are not your body. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not even the version of you in your consciousness that tells you that you're not your body and your mind. You do not own your body. It is barely even on lease. But you do own, well, not collective. Universal consciousness owns your soul. And so Lyra would like to remind you that in a space where there are several different collectives, in a space where they have access to several different dimensions, just like we do, but they roam through them freely, so can you. In a place where they can connect with different galactic beings, different earth beings, in a way where they can channel through people who decide to do that, in a place where they can help you attune your dreams, in a place where you can alter the crystalline blueprint of energies with an intention, and they can pick up on the intention and help it come to fruition. You can too, because you are an energetic being. In fact, you are energy, being. And your life is progressing right now. You're going through a lot of shifts. And as you go through these shifts, you might feel like things are happening really, really quickly for you, especially internally. Lyra would like to provide a safe space and a stronghold for you energetically. You can spend time with them. You can understand their reality. You can hang out with them for a little bit, or look out for signs that align with them. Spending time with animals specifically will help you understand them a lot more. And they would also like you not to worry about all of the preconceived notions about their collective or collectives, because the effort is usually what yields accurate results. And oftentimes, when you learn something so big, there will often be details that need to get unfolded later down the line. So, this is what you're experiencing. Details becoming unfolded. Because you have learned. Because you have grown. Because you have experienced. You've experienced this in perhaps advanced thought classes, when it comes to rules of grammar, learning another language, when it comes to math, when it comes to physics. There is a rule. There are also a couple exceptions to the rule, and that in itself has its own rule, and we're learned this as a blanket statement because it is easier for you to understand, and you're being given problems that align with the rule. So you see something that stands outside of that. You learn information that's outside of that, and you look within. And you find why that is the case, why there are exceptions to the rules. And this does not exist in your mind, it does not exist in your manifestation, it doesn't exist in your astral body, it doesn't exist in the 5D. And Lyra wants you to know that you are opening. You are continually opening. And this doesn't mean that you're closed, it just means that there is always more to open. And the more that you open, the more you unfold, and the more that you unfold, the more that you blossom. The more that you blossom, the more that you learn, and the more that you learn, the more you unlearn. The more you remember, the more you understand. Some of you may be dealing with repressed memories at this time, past life memories. Some of you may be dealing as well with Memories of things that are kind of just putting themselves into place right now. And this might be an external situation, and this might also be you and your inner self. Lyra wants you to know that you are rooted in love, and you always have been, and you always will be. And with this being the case, there is no exception to the rule of love at all whatsoever. However, in this realm, it may be easy to confuse love with presence. This is not to say that everything in your realm is not connected to or attached to love in some way, because it is and it always will be. But this is to say that there is a difference between consciousness of love and expectation of love. And you know this conceptually, but you're also seeing this unfold in your dreams. You're seeing this unfold in your life. You're seeing this unfold in your memories, and you're seeing this unfold in your emotions. Understanding that you might love someone and they might not be ready to feel love. That doesn't mean that love does not exist. It simply means that when one takes 10 steps away, they must take 10 steps back. And maybe you are only 1 step away. Maybe they are 10. And so maybe you offer them a ball of light that is outside of their current capacity. That doesn't mean they don't recognize it. But it might mean that they don't know how to handle it. It might mean that they get jealous. It might mean that it brings up old traumas. It might mean that they manifest in any way that allows them to feed into their own self-delusion. And this is not to say that some people are good and some people are bad. Everyone has self-delusion. I don't. That is self-delusion. Lyra would like to let you know that you are ready for a clean slate, and you've been feeling this for a while now. And with this clean slate comes releasing things that you've been ready to release for a very long time now. In this energy, your advice is to remain strong energetically and trust that the amount of strength allotted by you will always take less effort than you're expecting it to. That is a gift that keeps on giving. And they would also like to let you know that you are so guided, you are so loved. I'm feeling someone astrally hug me right now, so I don't know if it doesn't feel like one of my guides that I'm very familiar with. It feels like one of you maybe, or Lyra wanting me to tell you that they're sending you hugs. That was so weird. I love it. Anyway, pay attention to your knees, your joints, your teeth, and your spine at this time. Trust that your emotions are a natural occurring process, and they are a byproduct of several different systems that have already run into play. So allow your experience to be what it is. If you're figuring something out, there's a process that's already occurred, because your mind is being observed by another version of you. If your emotions are picking up on something and it feels a certain way, it's because the process has already occurred and it's pressed out to your emotional body. And if it causes you to move differently, or to be perceived differently, or to vibe a little differently in your aura, this has processed through all of these energies. So group number 3, find this completed process within, regardless of which layer of you it is at, and press that completed energy, just press it out. Or alternatively, find maybe light, find love, find gratitude, find where it stems in your body and expand it to your entire body, your entire aura, your entire home, all of your loved ones, your entire city or town, your entire earth, your entire universe, and all of the universes beyond. This is how you access Lyra on your own, group 3. This is where you understand your relativity, in the sense where you are so small and so far compared to Lyra. You are also so expansive and already connecting. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now. Some of you have been dealing a lot with this subconscious mind, this subconscious realm, dealing with perhaps hypnotherapy, and allow yourself to remember as well that the subconscious mind is still a layer of these energies to press through. The self-conscious mind is still self-deluded, although it retains a lot more memory than your physical body. Because the subconscious mind has different layers to it. And beyond this, you can access the astral and akashic realm. And this also entertains self-delusion, because it is a shadow of the causal realm, which can also entertain self-delusion, because it is a shadow of universal consciousness. So, Lyra wants you to go easier on yourself and to trust that you're always further along than you think. You are stronger than you think that you are, and less strength is required of you than you think. You are smarter than you are, and you don't need to figure things out as much as you think that you do. You releasing these emotions is something beautiful that you can do for yourself. You walking away from certain things, you feeling any type of emotion is beautiful. And whether it's happy or sad, it's because you've already processed that energy. Whether it's divine bliss or immense sadness. Lyra is always here for you, Group 3, and it feels as though this group might not tap in with them. Like, maybe it's intermittent, or maybe this is your first time tapping in with Lyra. They're always here for you, and they want you to know that just like you are, their collective is just another building block. And if you were to look at Metatron's cube, for example, some might see one figure, some might see 8, some might see 9. So on and so forth. The pattern that you choose or to see exists within the larger pattern. The pattern that you find and honor is valid, yet it is not the only pattern that exists. When you break a pattern, you're simply hopping onto another series of events, onto another structure, and they all create the same image at the end of the day. The wave that you are on, regardless of whether it's causal or astral or akashic or physical or emotional or mental, will eventually go back to the ocean, regardless of whether or not it hits the shore. The further out to the shore a wave goes, the further back it must travel to go back to its starting place. And here we see ripples being caused by your highest being that you might be trying to figure out, you might be trying to process, you might be having dreams about, you might have feelings about, you might be trying to strong arm your way through mentally, energetically, physically, emotionally. And Lyra wants you to release, because while swimming against the current is great for building muscles, that's also how you're most likely to get swept away by a rip current. So let the ocean carry you, or maybe move sideways a little bit. You're beautiful, you are loved, and everything about where you are right now, who you are right now, who's around you right now is divinely intervened. And if you're growing really, really quickly, which it seems like you are, then trust that that is a marker of you and no one else around you. And meet everything and everyone with love, regardless of their conscious intentions or subconscious intentions, regardless of what it looks like or how you feel or how you think or your past life, because those things are relative and there is always further to zoom out. The Akashic realm is not end all be all. It really is not. And Lyra wants you to know that as astral beings, they see it all. They see everything that exists here in its much, much more beautiful form. They see everything that exists here in its beautiful form and in its energetic and high vibrational form. And they also see that they are still ascending as a collective consciousness because they are still astral beings. And so they want to introduce relativity to you and expand the sphere of spirituality, what it's for. Because it is not about anything that has already come to the surface. It's about everything that lies underneath. As above, so below, as within, so without. So it will always also be right in front of your face. Okay, group number 3, that was your channeled message from Lyra. That was an interesting one. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And I'd like to thank you so very much for being here. It would mean the world to me if you liked and commented on this video and subscribed to my channel. It helps me do what I love, and I am just grateful that you guys are here and I get to read your energy. So thank you for sharing this space with me. It is an honor and a privilege to connect with others that are interested in the same things that I am. And yes, I love you with my whole heart. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. And hopefully I will see you next time. Namaste.